All right, ladies and gentlemen, so what I was planning on doing today was just kind of doing a quick little review, again, over the conic stuff, how we break these things down, because on Wednesday, we're going to do the two-day quiz thing again for you guys over just what we've been doing with the rewriting of equations and stuff and classifying conics, finding the center, that kind of fun. So let's go through the homework questions from last night. Here is if you recall, I did number 3 real quick, and I posted it on Classroom yesterday afternoon. So this is number 1. Remember, your first thing you want to do is just start get your x squareds and your x's in the same vicinity. Then we have a 9y squared, a 72y, and I'm going to move the 109 over right away, remembering to move it, making it a negative. With the x squared parts here, I know I don't have to worry about doing any terms on the outside of the parentheses when I go to complete the square. On the y's, though, I have to bring out that positive 9, so we have a y squared. Remember, 72 divided by 9 is 8. And on the other side with the negative 109. And then I have to add back in two things, plus something and plus 9 times something, because I took out the 9 here. So half of 2 is negative 1. Remember, the negative 1 drops into the parentheses. I square the negative 1. I get positive 1 here and here. Plus 9. I have y minus, well, half of 8 is 4. Drop the 4 here, square it. I get 16 here and here. So we know that on the right-hand side, we have to first of all figure out our math here. So we have negative 109 plus 1 plus 9 times 16. And we get 36. Remember, these numbers on this side should always wind up being somewhat clean, because when you go to divide out now, since I have to divide out because I have a plus and I have the 2 square terms, it means it's going to be an ellipse. So now we have to figure out, well, we have x minus 1 quantity squared over 36. 9 over 36 becomes 1/4. And then here's the y minus 4 quantity squared equals 1. The a squared term is the 36. So we know it's which direction it's going to be in. Our center is going to be at 1 and 4. If we go back to our apps here, we can take a double check and make sure we remember. We know we have an ellipse. The a squared term is the larger of the two. It's underneath the x, so that tells me that it's stretched this way. Okay, when you look at the picture. So here's your center. Then a squared is the 36. Your b squared is the 4. Your c squared is going to be 32. Remember, subtract the 2. Your a values will be plus or minus 6. Your b values plus or minus 2. And your c values will be plus or minus the square root of 32. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's 4. No, that's 28. I forget what that is. Remember, we can do our trick. 32. Oh, yeah, 16. Hi, good morning. 4 root 2, hello. And then from here we know that this is always the distance from the center to the vertex, this is the center to the covertex, and this is the distance from the center to the foci. So all your ordered pairs then, since your center is here, your vertices go left and right, so you have to add and subtract 6 to the 1. So you get 7, 4, and negative 5, 4. B values go up and down. So in this case, so you're at 1 and 6, and 1 and 2. Your C value is always going to mirror which says the focus. You're going to go move it around to the x value. So here you'd have 1 plus the 4 root 2, 4, and 1 minus the 4 root 2, 4. And that's how you would go through these types of problems. Now, for the other ones, I'm not going to worry about labeling out all of these values for you. That's something I'll let you guys be able to double check on your own. But if you have a question, just let me know. Okay? So, again, let's take another quick look here. Group my x squareds with my x terms. Minus 4y squared, 32y, and move that 59 over, it becomes positive. Here, it's pretty quick. We have x squared minus 6x plus blank, minus 4, so I have y squared minus 8, y plus blank, is 59 plus blank plus negative 4 times blank, because I took the negative 4 out here. All right, half of negative 6 is negative 3. I square it, and I get 9s here and here. Minus 4, and then I have half of negative 8, happens to be negative 4. Square it, I get a 16 here and here. Go to math that real quick. 59 plus 9 minus 4 times 16, and we have 4. Divide everything by 4. You should recognize right away, since this was a subtraction and this was still a positive value we divided by, this stays negative, which makes this a hyperbola. X minus 3 quantity squared over 4 minus y minus 4 quantity squared. I'm just going to put it over 1 just to keep it like a placeholder, if you will. You don't have to, but it just helps keep it a little bit cleaner. And then this gives you your center at 3 and 4. The x squared came first, if you recall. We go, hit the wrong button, hit apps. We recall, we know that we have a hyperbola, so it's option 3. Since the x squared term came first, oops, you can't see that. Since the x squared term came first, that means that you are opening left and right. Okay? A squared is 4, your b squared is 1, which means your c squared, remember you add them in this case, would be 5. And then from here, I'll let you guys figure out the last little bit. Okay? And last but not least is number 4, because we did 3 yesterday. Same idea. We have our negative 4 x squared, bring the 16 with it, negative 16x plus the 9y squared minus the 54y equals negative 29, because I moved that over to the right-hand side. Start getting ready for completing the square. Take out the negative 4. I have x squared plus 4x plus blank. Take out the positive 9. I have y squared minus 6y plus blank. And on the other side, I have the negative 29. And I got to bring back in the negative 4, so I have a minus 4 times something. And then I have a plus 9 times something else. We have to figure out those somethings. So half of 4 is 2. Drop that in here. Square it. I put a 4 here. Drop that. And here. Bring the 9 down. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. I square that. I get a 9 here and a 9 here. Once again, math the right-hand side. Negative 29 minus 4 times 4 plus 9 times 9, and you get 36. Use your calculator for doing this arithmetic on the right-hand side. That way you don't screw something up, because we know that happens. All right. Now, this is another one that I've had questions on as well. Notice, when I divide everything out, my second term is positive, but my first term becomes negative. So, and that's completely fine. But what I want you to remember is this negative is a negative here, x plus 2 over 9, plus y minus 3 quantity squared over 4. Oh, squared is 1. Now, what I have to do here is, this can't be an ellipse because there's a minus sign here. I have to flip-flop these two in the order. So I have y minus 3 quantity squared over 4 minus x plus 2 quantity squared over 9 is 1. Again, now this is another hyperbola because it's a subtraction, but the y squared came first, so it means it has to open up and down. So you've got your center. This is where, again, anytime you have a y squared term that comes first, this is usually where most people make their mistake. They forget the order for the ordered pairs. Remember, it's hk. Your h value is negative 2. Your k value is 3. This is still your a squared. A squared is 4. B squared is 9. And c squared winds up being 13. So there's your center. And then the rest accordingly through. Okay? Hopefully that helps out a little bit, and we'll talk tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.